Hello there and welcome to the Master League Finals 2022, a World Championship caliber event. I'm AE.
And I'm Ed. AD
Very good.
Hertz.
We didn't practice that. It kind of worked.
Spoon feed me more, Matt. What's my lines? What's my name?
and as you guys know, I've got a donation to nation thing in the corner of the screen. I just realised I never removed that from the International Classic. Do you remember that Korean donation thing? Right. Anyway, we're heading into the quarterfinals.
Under the carpet.
Get rid of it. Yeah, exactly. Let's get on to the brackets. These are some of the sexiest brackets ever designed because they make use of those trading cards I made, if you remember. And let's just go through them. These eight people have qualified through 4 massive qualification tournaments, and we're now with the final 8. We've got Silda versus Jibber Jabber Jobber, who won the Patron vote. We've got Orangepest versus Luvnest, who Ed 80 Hertz himself has chosen to cast today. Should be an exciting series,
Yeah,
Ed.
so pin it on me, guys, if it's an absolute dirge, but I don't think so. It's going to be a big occasion. And the reasoning behind it, I think what I said to you, Matt, was we've got like the fast and light Orangepest, clicks 5,000 times a minute, versus Luvnest, that cool kind of methodical and VP-orientated player. So that's why I went for it. I think it's a clash of styles, and it should make for a really exciting match.
Exactly, Ed. Styles make fights. We've hopefully chosen a good one there for you. We've got Ashablar versus Quiritz, which is the exact opposite. 2 defensive players in a 5-hour confrontation. Just joking. Nobody attacked me. And then the fourth quarterfinal, of course, is Nagano versus Inca Una, who I believe Angry Dutchman will be casting. We'll also have for you today the semi-finals on different maps. That'll also be a best of 3. And then tomorrow, from 2 p.m. GMT, the same time, it'll be the grand final. And the winner of this tournament gets $1,500 of your money, which is thank you very much to all patrons for funding these events.
Yeah, without patrons, it doesn't get off the ground and continue as well. So think how many years you've been able to do this map with the community and all the top pro players in it that have changed faces over the years. We've lost a few good ones. They've gone on with different things in their lives, but the new players as well and the new streamers that this game has, it only bodes well for the next installment of Company of Heroes, I think.
Let's hope that Ed ends up being a future seer. What is it called when you see the future? Nostradamus. Let's hope that his vision for the future becomes ours very soon. But I know what is in our very imminent future. It's going to be Luvnest versus Orangepest starting around about now. And here we go. We are now officially live with Orangepest as the Wehrmacht. It's the best map in the game, baby. It's Faymanville approach, and approaching us from the north is Luvnest's mighty Soviets, the best player faction combination in competitive Company of Heroes history. And what a commander to choose, Ed.
Yeah, already locked in that little. As soon as you see those specs, 120 millimeter mortar and guards are coming, Matt. But up against him in the south, it's going to be sturdy old Orangepest, who, so long as his mental fortitude is still in the game, he's got the best of chance. Awesome micro on the player, and yeah, it should be a doozy, Matt.
It should indeed be a doozy, and we have a fantastic map which is very narrow in its kind of focus, which means, of course, we will be seeing the nerfed 120mm mortar, Ed. Your favourite thing, the mortar. The nuker of worlds.
The bringer of doom.
It absolutely is a doom cannon on this map, isn't it? Because it's so bloody narrow.
And the best thing is you barely need to even micro the thing. You can just shoot up a flare every now and then, see all the map. But yeah, I think Orangepest is going to have some sneaky tactics up his sleeve as well, Matt. He's not very, he's not one of these players that just sit there and do the same build over and over. He does throw out the odd wild card, which we've seen in previous tournaments. So I'd like to see what he comes up with here against that ever illustrious Luvnest.
Yes, indeed, putting some barbed wire a little bit away from the sandbag notice, guys. That actually means you do not get any benefits of the green cover. So, good tip by Orangepest there for you. And we'll be seeing what doctrine Orangepest goes a little bit later on. He has Jaeger Infantry possible, Blitzkrieg also, and Lightning War. 3 Hall of Fame Wehrmacht doctrines.
What would you rather face in a player, Matt? Just gonna ask it now while we've got a bit of a lull in action. Orangepest, which is like, you know, he's 100 or 0 pretty much with his gameplay, or the slower but steadier Luvnest. What style would you?
So you're asking me if I want a quick, painless death, or I want to die by 1,000 cuts? That's not, it's not a difficult question. Give me Orangepest just smashing me in the face with a hammer every day of the week. Luvnest would toy with you. He'd frustrate you. I'll always remember when players have played against Luvnest, they kind of psychologically break down. His MG play is that good. But in this case, he's actually playing as the Soviets, roaring past an MG, getting around the rear side of Orangepest here. That is not a very good action for Orangepest's first MG of the game. Let's see if these... I was going to say they might bypass this cutoff and go for the other one, but the Grenadiers of Orangepest are already there to protect the Queen of the Nest.
Yeah, not only is he a great MG player himself, but he recognises what a tool that is for the Austro army when up against it. And great little UR there. 15 munitions well spent.
Also, very good counterplay by Orangepest to neutralise the fuel. So we're having super high-level gameplay. This is what you've paid your money for, folks. It's that amazing battle of wits and fast actions and faster thinking that's just so enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, and something that's kept it fresh, Matt, is like the map's always changing. I swear, this bottom right-hand side of the map now with the conscripts behind his screen cover, I don't think that was there originally. Especially in Fame of a year ago or something.
K-Pen and I have poured over this map. It's been a labour of love because Feynmanville, the original version, fell out of favour for tournament plays. Conscripts merge into combat engineers and then are forced away, but I think he may have misclicked one conscript there. A bit of a micro error by Luvnest, accidentally retreating a full health conscript squad, meaning the combat engineer also has to retreat because he's no longer able to be merged into. This is a really good win for Orangepest because he's now able to keep the fuel he neutralised only a minute ago. Luvnest has had a terrible start from a fuel stand point.
Yeah, and just like the little loading screen tip saying, company of his too, if your opponent makes a mistake, don't interrupt him. And Orangepest saw a little mistake there, sniffed out the advantage that he could gain, and took it with both hands.
Now, there's a very different... Oh, that's a very easy dodge there, but he's got a long retreat path, this conscript. Let's look away, because he's going to be running back to base for the next 30 seconds. Meanwhile, we've got a... rifle made over the tree line there. Luvnest was able to dodge it slightly, but not entirely. And, yep, still running back to base like Forrest Gump across the United States.
This is high risk, medium reward at the moment for Orangepest. That was 60 munitions we just saw got shot off, but with the rifle nades, I don't know, Matt. That's one LMG you could have been upgrading.
No demo planted. He's calculating the perfect place for a demo. On retreat, Luvnest. There we go. He's done this in the qualifying events a couple of times. He got it wrong the first... I think it's there. He's tried it here, but it depends where, obviously, the thing in the south retreats past. We'll have to wait and see. He was in two minds, Luvnest. He didn't know if that was the apex of the fastest path of resistance or the other one was. So we'll have to wait and see. I love it. Absolutely love it.
But meanwhile, Orangepest racking up them VPs. Did have George W. fuel for a bit, but now Luvnest, we see the sandbags coming back into play, but they have been nerfed this patch, so 2-2 will be able to do some work for that.
Yes, change in the past few years for me. The sandbags can be destroyed by things with explosive power, which actually raises the skill ceiling of the game somewhat, because it's another thing to micro. Oh, Gren's on retreat. Gren's on retreat. Where are they going to go? Let's look at the algorithm. Oh, it's taking them south of the tree line.
Double Grens as well. Oh, that could have been so juicy. He's surely going to see it. No, yes, maybe. Fog of War.
Nah, yeah, maybe. Look, Luvnest can't blame K-Pen and I for this. We didn't change those trees, guys. It was just there, clearing all liability from me and the Australian. map maker. Right, the 222's pushing away the combat engineers. MG's setting up. Orangepest has had a fantastic start in terms of fuel. He's already on 50. We do, however, have Tankovi out, an M5 coming, and we do have the munitions for the quad mount.
And we mentioned earlier, when we're looking at the scorecards, like, there's no VP kind of prowess statistic, but look at Luvnest. He barely had any VPs, it seemed, in the early game, but they're just matching now on VPs after Luvnest had two VPs for quite a while. So yeah, I don't know how he does it. He just sneaks them in, Matt, without us realizing, but such good VP control.
Oh, the Gren. Sorry to interrupt, Ed, but the Grens are near the demo. Have they seen it? Don't forget that Orangepest is a attack map player just like Luvnest is. Combat engineers in the central house. They've seen the demo. They get rid of it. And Orangepest now retreats past it, having brought a JCS squad on the field and also a Pack 40 to follow up. Let's see how this M5 does in the early game, though, Ed. How's it doing so far for you?
Yeah, it's already indirectly shoved back to Grens, because Orangepest knew he would just bleed if he stuck around. Quick escape here with the MG42. Liking it from Orangepest, conserving that manpower, Map.
He's doing well, and he's not lost high fuel for you Co1 fans all game so far. He's had it. M5 forcing away the 2-2. The Pioneers are in a tricky spot, though. Green cover kicks in, helping them on retreat there. The map saved them.
Sneaky damage from the quad mount. Just kind of creeps up on you. 2-2, pretty much outperformed there, but with a pack coming straight behind it, Matt. Ooh, doesn't get the chance to get the shot off.
No, indeed. Guards on the field already getting his DP light machine guns. This will really solidify Luvnest's backbone, his infantry core of his army. They're going to have elite units now.
Yeah, it stresses the need for elite infantry of Soviets as the engineer nearly goes down, skips away with 1 HP. But good crowd control here from Orangepest, I'd say, Matt. Like MG42, getting rid of those guards before they can be too much of a thorn in this side.
Grens in an unfavourable infantry engagement there. Watch beginner players. Orangepest calculates he didn't have the odds for the RNG retreats. That's why Company Heroes is a skill-based game. You have to calculate these things and make them work for you.
Yeah, and react to as well what's gone on. If you don't get a good roll early on, you don't have to just face tank it. You know, you can call your unit back, even if they've got full amount of models in the squad, just to save that HP damage. Fight again another day on another complete different side of the map.
Now, this Jaeger squad may make use of the beach. Yes, indeed. Well, they were just on the right side of it, but usually you have to manually walk away.
That's a good retreat path. That's so helpful for the southern player.
Yeah, we made one for the northern player as well on the west side, just to stop that like camping on retreat with 7 squads on Faymanville that we used to see.
Quality gaming.
Oh, Gren's in a tricky spot in the north. The Commodores won't be able to stop it. Both players seem to be on top form, Ed.
Yeah, this is one of the hardest units to get the most worth out of, is the 2-2-2, especially when there's a quad mount on the field. But due to the guards being busy elsewhere, Matt, Orangepest has been able to really utilize this unit. It's already 6 kills up and vet 1 and a third.
Conscripts are trying to lay a tripwire flare there, but the Jaegers are ready in command. Jaegers yet to get a kill, Guards yet to get a kill. Shows that this game has been a tale of cat and mouse gameplay so far. Both players are playing so hard. Their micro is so fast and furious that they're able to evade damage. And somebody in chat said it's Resident Sleeper. I don't think you know what you're watching, mate. These people are like displaying extreme skill. L2W, my friend. Learn to watch.
I would argue he's hotting up nicely. We've got Luvnest without any AT guns, but he's going to be pumping straight towards the tier 3, tier 4 units. And it's just so cheap, that half track, isn't it? 30 fuel, and then you plop a load of munis on it. Suddenly it's one of the best light vehicles. But no, he doesn't go for any AT guns out of his tier 2. Instead, it's the big boy Mortar map.
And I just heard the drums of Barakdun as the huge Balrog Mortar comes out of the deep mines of Maria Oh dear, this is going to go badly for Orangepest. He's however going to get a nice squad wipe though, Ed. That'll do.
Oh, yep. Picks up the engineer with a nice flanking squad on retreat. Eats a AT nade for his trouble, but knows that there's no AT gun, so it's a bit less of a risk. And there's your calculation, and skill-based gaming comes straight into it, Matt.
Nice pickup for the mightiest of Swedes.
Can't mention my favourite Swede player because.
Oh, you can.
Send Matt the yeah.
No, I made a joke with Ed that he
Lord
mentioned
Elfern.
the player Stuve one time per game, and Stuve hasn't played CoH2.
He's
He
back,
can't
baby.
help
He's
being a
back.
fanboy. He's got a t-shirt, he's got a poster, he's got the merchandise. I think you've got a Stuve pencil case, haven't you, Ed?
Yeah, and matching t-shirt as well. But here we go though with the incendiary rounds. I love these on the MG42. It's such a cool aesthetic. Like, I don't think you'd ever see it in real life, but it does look like Star Wars lighting up in the middle of the map.
Big shout out to the year 2022 when we can actually see tracer rounds in Coming Heroes 2. I remember playing this game. You could never see anything as cool as that when it first came out. You were very lucky to know if something was firing. It was that low FPS.
You're just huddling around a fire camp to keep warm in the blizzard maps.
As your the snow reduced your CPU to
I had 3 sets of conscripts. Where did they go?
222 backed up by the M5. Conscripts do have an 18A to threaten. They're going to try and close the distance. But Luvnest, as usual, suffers a shaky start, slightly shaky, and then just gets stronger and stronger as the game goes on.
Oh, it looks pretty good here for Orangepest. He did come out the blocks flying against Luvnest's slow and steady style, but again, no AT gun just means this 222's to the moon, Matt. It's like Bitcoin.
Talking about AT guns, Pack 40's firing, and the M5 skips away just about. We have a second MG42 coming out for Orangepest. Battle Phase 2 is unlocked. Yeah, I think Ed's right. He may have recoiled for now, but he's going to come back with furious vengeance and anger.
And no more vengeance than that bloody mortar shells. Oh my. Quick reactions there from Orangepest. You take a hit from that thing, you just retreat the squad.
Yeah. Do you know we lowered the damage by 20 for the explosive, the AOE, right? 20%.
Oh,
and it still does that, you know. That's 80%
like
of live. Imagine if this was live.
like
Those
a
two things would be
meteoroid
dead.
dropping on squads, yeah.
Like Final Fantasy VII, Meteor's been used, indeed.
Cheeky Mino on the mid VP hasn't been hit yet from Luvnest or swept. That could come into play later on.
Oh, he might sweep it with his Jaeger's face in a second. Oh no, he's going to retreat in a good direction there. Like Conscripts push up after the Mortar's done its work. In the north, we've got Grenz in a solid position for the narrow side of the garrison. Pest is claiming back the map slowly.
Yep, Vet 3 Kraut Mower. Ooh, 120 mil hits again. Grenadier lucky to get out of that one alive. Though the commander choice is good for Orangepest, I think, versus Soviets. Gives you that AT strafe when you save up for it, but also just being able to camo all of your units other than the engineers is pretty damn useful.
120 mil has had so much pressure on the map. It's been ridiculous, quite frankly. It may not even have a pip of veterancy, but look at all these units that have been forced to retreat. Luvnest claims the central victory point yet again. Seems like we might be in for a long game, though, Ed. It feels like it's got all the hallmarks of a game that's going to go through all the stages of a classic co-battle.
Yeah, they've traded levers since the off, really. There's been no respite, and this is the first kind of full lull that we've had, but you see what's in the build already for Orangepest. It's a P4 along the way, so he's going to beat Luvnest to medium tier armor here, Matt.
Fair enough. Yeah, that Panzer IV should probably get as active as it possibly can do, because Luvnest has just gotten to 130 fuel. He's got the 85 mil soon. Yeah, it's got a brief window of opportunity to cause some mayhem.
I just feel it's only a matter of time until that 120 wipes these Grens. I feel so sorry for them, but they valiantly push on to try and cap the VP in the mid, regardless.
Oh, here he goes. He's heard us, by the way. He's getting the Panzer IV straight in there. Forces away the M5 immediately. Orangepest has done a great job this game, Ed, of being active and present. He stopped many mines being planted, if you've noticed.
Yeah. Yeah. Luvnest has not been able to consolidate his points.
What a shot there by the Panzer IV! Can he finish them off? There's heavy cover, but the Panzer IV's omnipotent on the battlefield, taking out a full conscript squad there.
Just caught him at a great angle as they hit past a bit of cover, so the AoE did so much damage to that retreating squad there. And that's an unkillable con being killed.
Right, the tanks. That's exactly what Orangepest needed. He's had the 120mm mortar blapping him left, right, and centre. The Panzer IV had a minute on the battlefield before the T-34 hit, and it got exactly what he needed it to get. This game is wide open right now.
Yeah, and I think it stems from, you look back at this game and you just see the huge injection of manpower that Orangepest put into his forces when he got the Jaeger command squad out at that timing, Matt. I think that's tipped the balance because it came out before the guards, secured a bit more of the map, and here we go. P4 now versus T-34. 85s, it's the better medium, probably the king of the mediums in this game, but it's not backed up by any Ziz guns yet.
It's a good shout. I think Orangepest has what he needs. Luvnest, of course, doesn't have the cover for his guard squad, meaning he doesn't have enough conscripts around the guard squad to take shots, so he can't button and use Mortar target easy enough because the guard squad will share shared models. That's the problem when you go down to 2 conscripts, and that's what Luvnest is. The squad he lost is really going to hurt him, to be honest.
Yeah, and no Maxims either for Luvnest. Usually he does like 1 or 2 to secure up the VP points. And without that, Matt, look at the VPs. Triple cap hype for Orangepest.
Spindle Map's going ham right now, trying to get rid. Lighting up the plane. Let's see if he can kill it. He's not fast enough. It's so frustrating for him. Just spinning around idly.
This is nearly a Vet 3 2-2, by the way. So for all the 2-2 fans in chat, they're getting their money's worth here with Orangepest. Light vehicle control.
Still, the tank remains more targeted as the M5 pushes up. Bren's spot for the pack. Luvnest reacts.
Quick dweeby question, if I may, Matt. Does mark target effect still last for that long, even if the plane is shot down?
No, the plane needs to be up, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, so it loses.
Well, no, somebody should clarify in chat, because I get by just casting games without ever playing the game these days. so
I'm sure Jibber would know, but he's currently in a game, so he can't.
Yeah,
help.
so if you can call Jibber on his emergency phone. Oh, airfield. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. There we go. No, it still works. Thank you, Sidewinder.
So you don't get the vision from the plane, but you do get the effects. That's good.
This is why it's excellent to have people that play the game helping us out in chat. Did you watch Tightrope released a video, by the way? It was 50 minutes long about half tracks, the statistics, how you use them, and all the little ins and outs of half track usage. I was watching it in bed this morning.
We don't deserve that.
It's amazing. I know, it's amazing.
Tightrope for this game and this many years, but it bodes well for CoH2 as well. Got a lot of people in the community that really look beyond the numbers and
I'm bloody hoping the numbers
mechanics.
Exactly. I'm hoping it's easier to find out about from the game itself.
Yeah. If I do Sternpires do most damage at 10 range. It's like, what the hell is 10 range?
Panzer IV's pushed away by the Zis. MG42 Bren's retreat, but there's reinforcements. They're just getting some R&R whilst the new recruits take up their positions. And Luvnest has been pushed back off the victory points though, and it's starting to hurt him now. 265.
Good P4 shots from Orangepest. Like, that's all you need really in a 1v1 game.
I tell you what, he's sprinting into position with the G43 Grenadiers. He's going to try and push on the T-34 here. He's got the mark-targeted Panzer IV and possibly the pack waiting, and it indeed has forced Luvnest off. Let's check the stats in the early going to reveal a pretty decent KD for Orangepest. Let's go over to the graphs, show the army value, showing Orangepest has lurched ahead with that second Panzer IV. And on points held, you can see that he's been dominant from the 17-minute onward.
Yeah, it wasn't even an Isildur P4 timing as well, folks. He's done this the harder way. But he just made sure, so long as you're one step ahead of your opponent, it doesn't really matter the timings.
What a cheeky shot by the Panzer IV, the Pack 40 there. I don't even know what he hit, but he got veterancy out of it.
Could be taking out some planes as well. No, he hasn't killed any vehicles yet, but that can always help towards XP. But yeah, good use of the commander here from Orangepest, and opted for the G43s against Soviets instead of the LMGs as well. So shout out for not just mindlessly following the meta.
Nice sprint Faust there by the Jaegers. Pack 40 got a shot off, is able to force the T-34 off. Luvnest was marshalling to push the central victory point. He has claimed the south now, finally, after a long absence, and he's trying to get into position here. But Orangepest has got a really strong contingent of forces waiting for him.
As well as Orangepest is doing, though, do need to say for Luvnest, he's held on in there, Matt, through probably the hardest time of this this battle. Oh, as an engineer, would have gone down if it wasn't for the suppression of the Krautmower.
Yeah,
really needed that Vet 2 NG alive, and he's going to make it.
That's the value of the M5, keeping it alive this long. It's always good to play a little bit cautiously with these weapons because they just help out in so many situations, you know.
But this is the trickiest bit of Austria, I find. You've got 2 tanks, your enemy's only got 1. But it still feels so hard to like kill off the Soviet faction that's so strong with their versatility. They've got UR and snares. So long as they got munis, Soviets are still in this game. And I feel Orangepest will get more impatient as time goes on, whereas Luvnest tends to usually grow well into a late game.
Oh, there's that delayed fuse that breaks the laws of physics, whistles whilst it works, and then blows you up.
Yeah, a bit like a chimney sweep back in Dick Van Dyke's day.
Oh, I'm a mortar, I'm gonna kill you now. I'm gonna whistle on the ground and blow you up and down. Like that.
Go, Matt. And you click your heels as you like jump away on the table. For people outside of England, they'll be like, what?
I'm sure Mary Poppins was more than just England. I don't even think Dick Van Dyke, where is he from? America?
Yeah,
famously bad accent, wasn't it?
Name, but yeah. It was believable for me when I was 6.
Look at this blob of forces from Orangepest. He's just muscling his way through the centre with all these support weapons. He has been momentarily suppressed, but he's got enough muscle to do the same to Luvnest. Luvnest, meanwhile, has a second T-34-85 importantly coming onto the field. Don't forget that if they reach pop cap, Luvnest will have the better tanks.
Yeah, that's what I was a bit fearing about. Is he's still there, he's still alive. Like cockroaches, they're pretty hard to get rid of. Oh, but the Pack 40 is zinging. It's Vet 2 now. Hasn't got any kills, but it's going to have a great fire rate coming up. Yeah,
if it can stay alive. We've got a third Panzer IV on the field. Panzerswolf, Achtung! Coming your way.
This is where I'd love a forward half-track map for Orangepest. Just plant it behind the site block of the mid-house, and you can reinforce all your pack and just keep that pressure on as Austria. It's quite a hard attacking faction usually, but with a forward half-track, keep that pressure up.
It's amazing. I just really think that Luvnest is still missing that third conscript. Doesn't look right having only 2 for some reason. Do you know what I mean?
Engineer as well. Yeah, it's very
never replace those
anemic
losses.
looking his build order at the moment, but he does have 2 powerhouses in those T-34-85s, and you've got to remember there's only 1 pack gun. But instead of double pack, again Orangepest deviates from the boring meta, and he's gone for triple P4 instead of double pack gun. So respect there.
A little bit of co-theory here, Ed. I feel like if you don't let your fuel... Luvnest has stayed on top of his fuel economy as we get a huge triple sprint into action, straight into a suppressing M5. No. What a terrible assault that was.
It's a team game, mass retreat.
We're watching 4v4 legends here. But what was I going to say?
That was the first bit of fatigue or impatience we've seen there from Orangepest. Usually he's been spreading across the map pretty well, but Yeah, here we go. This rounds out the build order pretty damn well. Another Pioneer for Orangepest. It's going to help with this absolute armada.
Now, delayed fuses. The theory I was going to say, though, is obviously Luvnest stayed on top of his fuel economy at the bereft of his manpower and his infantry reserves. He lost 2 squads. He never replaced them. I think, to be honest, it's better to replace them and take the hits on getting your tank timing out. Because look now, we're heading into the late game, or mid to late game, and Orangepest is so much healthier. Look at the veterancy. There's no point getting Vet 0 units now, but if Luvnest had done it when he could have done it, maybe it would have been better.
Yeah,
just a little bit of code theory
point,
there.
Yeah, because I think with this as well, you can't get time back in life, and you can't get VPs back in life, you know? And it is definitely hit into his cushion, which is usually VPs and time for Luvnest. So yeah, he's gonna have to pull it out from behind. I would say he could just skip needing conscripts replaced and go straight for calling guards. Very versatile, but yeah, we'll see how his build order rounds out. You know, Soviets, they keep going, man. Like 100 PopCap for them seems a hell of a lot more units than the Austrian counterpart, but yeah, it's an intriguing battle.
Oh, T-34 in a bit of a tricky situation here. We've got the Panzer IV on mark target, though, gets hit by the Zis. He may get it destroyed here. Meanwhile, we've got an MG die off camera as a Panzer IV dies very much on camera. Orangepest has pulled the trigger. He's going in, Ed.
Yeah, didn't have the munitions for Faust, though, so will not be able to Faust the T-34-85. Crowdmower surely goes down now, yep.
There he goes, he gets the M5, though. Can he get the Zis? He does indeed. He's got 2 Grenadiers firing. Meanwhile, the fresher T-34-85 makes his way onto the battlefield. Can he get a cheeky squad wipe? He's been Fausted. He's looking for some measure of vengeance here.
Oh no, he's driven back into the vision of the Ziz. The fire wreck, though, is going to block Luvnest's chance to finish off that P4, so he's going to get back alive. But that was a mistake from Orangepest, pathing it around that way. Perhaps he was scared of mines on the far flanks, but ooh, could have paid dearly there, Matt.
It could have been so much worse. Don't forget, by the way, that MG was decrewed. You could still see that destroyed by the guards, which means Luvnest will end up ahead. If he can see it, that is, actually. Let's see if he can or not. He knows it's there as well. I'm sure he's going to destroy that. There's Zis guns lining up to do so right now. Orangepest traded down in that engagement. He's going to get a replacement MG, but at what... sorry, Panzer IV, but at what cost? He's crewed it! No way! Will he get away with it?
Pretty steady. They might make it. Oh, so close to the MG, though.
He might still make it. There's light cover all the way home. There's a crater there. Light cover craters to the rescue for Luvnest.
Scandalous. He got
the best of the century. We need to get in and get out. We got the best guys for the job. That was the heist of the century. I can't believe it. Crater dodging.
Just a MG42 pointing right at us. Get in there, Slickwick. he got out, and that's a guard squad on an MG as well. 6-man. Oof, that can hold some VPs down for Luvnest in the future. But yeah, you were saying he traded down. Got to think now. Orangepest. I just spoke about it at the start of the battle. His mentality, that late game, his impatience. All these qualities are going to be tested to the full amount now by Luvnest.
Also, this psychological weapon of the Mortar, the Belrog cannon, it's just whistling away at him and annoying him. Orangepest does tilt easily when it's an unfavourable mechanic or balance aspect of the game. Meanwhile, here we go, big push from Luvnest. Jaegers with a dodgy retreat. Panzer IV has to get out of there. And here comes the full might of Luvnest's army.
Oh, down goes the Pack 40 crew. Both coaxials helping out there as well. And the 222 is going to get it. Surely by the guards. And as Ziz finishes the jobs. Oh, T-34-85 though, taken out on the mid VP, guys. So yeah, blows going all over the place for both players. And who said this was a resident sleeper game? Come on.
I know, right? It was always... Oh, Gren dies in the west. Oh, that's a rank 500 Faust. What is Orangepest doing? Just get out of there, man. Oh, he might live. No, he won't.
Oh, he wanted to cosplay as the guard, getting away on 1 HP, but it did not work out for him. And suddenly we just have way more craters all over the map, but the Vet 3 120mm mortar, 17 kills, still a poppin', folks.
Notice that when Orangepest, when Luvnest retreated and he got away, there was like 1 million craters. Orangepest was running across a green field. Makes a hell of a lot of difference. Grenadiers versus conscripts in the watermill. Just a nice bit of landscape. We're never going to see anybody get the health crates and get demoed like K-Pen and I envisaged. But, you know, it was a nice idea. Should have put a bounty on it, Evan. Smoke utilised there as the conscripts hold the victory point. Luvnest is having to do this because he's dangerously close to double-digit figures.
Tough fight here on all 3 VPs swirling on the minimap. That's always a good sign, Matt. A lot of motion from both players here. Fatigue's kicking in after the 30-minute mark. You just think of the APM, especially with Orangepest involved in the game. Pretty insane.
Some serious money for this weekend's engagement, so lads. The winner of this tournament will get $1,500 US. So we're going to see the players playing their absolute heart out to the bitter end, and they're going to be absolutely knackered by the end of it.
Well, what do you think now for Luvnest? Next selection, I'm intrigued to think what chat would advise if they were the corner man for him, because he does have a lot of manpower now. He's selected another T-34-85, but you could have argued against all these P4s an SU-85 with self-spotting targeting ability. Could have been the choice, Matt. I don't know. What would you say?
Well, yeah, if he'd gotten his mines down as much as he would have liked, an SU-85 would have been great, but I don't think he's had the munitions and time to get the mines down that Luvnest usually requires. So I think just keep the 85s for now, keep using spamming Mart target. It's worked for him so far, and after Orangepest got impatient and traded down in such a big way, this game's anybody's now, and I think Luvnest just needs to keep doing what he's doing.
Yep, 2 VPs controlled for Luvnest. It's in that sweet spot. Vet 3, 7-man cons, Vet 3 guards. He's sitting pretty now with double Ziz. So yeah, maybe even a Katusha after this.
Yeah, it'd be a good idea. He's got the double Ziz guns.
Yeah, but a Katusha barrage can just set up so many good attacks for the Soviets.
Don't forget, the 120mm will have weakened the health of any support weapons and infantry the Katusha strikes, so it'll be even more favourable for a Katusha, to be honest.
Yeah, 3 P4s though, 2 with the Blitzkrieg ability. You need to handle that Katusha with care if you do get one, but I'm just thinking, I think he's got enough anti-tank prowess with the double Ziz that he could spare some anti-infantry capabilities.
What's happening down south? T-34 uncovers a capping grenadier. They're going to wait and retreat on the beach, it would seem. No, the wall's been destroyed, so they can't do that. Meanwhile, in the north, conscripts capping up there. So just tale of the players rebuilding and recovering. As Orangepest is going for a 4th Panzer IV.
Luvnest gets a bit lucky there with the P4 missing, so he would have had the snare in tow with that supporting Gren squad on the North VP, but instead the dice rolled the other way, and it's Orangepest having to retreat out there. 4th Panzer IV, is that a P16 we're going to see?
Is it Sex Zane?
Potentially.
Potentially, I failed
went
German.
to Cannington 10 in year 9 or whatever, however long it's been.
If there's any verified Germans in chat, can you confirm that it is indeed Sex Zane? Good. Thank you, Doggy Yules. Thank you.
Joys of the internet, eh? We never stop learning.
Right then, who do we think's going to win this? Because Orangepest has more than double the victory points of Luvnest. He's got 4 Panzer IVs. He's not the kind of player to sit back and do a defensive slog battle. Is he going to be... Well, to be honest, it would be great if he could get the Stuka anti-tank strafe as well involved. And Luvnest obviously has got his arm ordered now. He's sitting back. Guys, let's do a quick poll in chat. One of the mods, do a / poll, do a 2-minute poll. I want to see who they think's going to win.
Well, there's definitely been no demos since the early engagements from Luvnest, so he's given up on that front, saving all his munitions for this marked target ability.
I could hear many panzers pushing, Ed. This
Yep.
T-34 in the north has to be careful. The two of them on prioritised vehicle. Oh, they are. They're hunting for him. Luvnest must be able to hear it, though. Yes, T-34's hit a tree, so it's now turning around idly. It's backed up here. Can Orangepest get behind it? He's going to block it in. Where's the... Zis guns aren't quite in position. This could be a very dead T-34 soon.
He phased through, though. That's huge. That might be two dead P4s.
Well, it's definitely a dead T-34. He blocks with his last action. Can the weaker one get past the Zis guns? No, it can't. They're trading out there. Meanwhile, we have a battle in the south. Luvnest is going in for it. Pack 40's trying to block him. Well, this could be two dead Panzer IVs. One of them, Vetsu, but a very fortuitous bounce for Orangepest. He needed that. He needed that desperately.
Vetsu armor perhaps just helping out there, but look at the coaxial damage. You need to get that pack gun out of there. Instead, he's going to stand his ground, get one last shot off.
Oh,
maybe two.
Couldn't get the damage. Can the machine guns get enough? He gets hit again. Finally gets rid of the Pack 40. Will he linger?
Oh no! He capped it with a full Vet 3 Gren.
Oh man!
Oh, that's painful. I think he wasn't even clicking it. Must have been a misclick there from Orangepest. That was rough. So now suddenly his 3 Grens become 2. Does keep a pack gun, but that's rough.
Ouch, and meanwhile, Luvnest has been he's seen it on the TAC map. He knows there's a Panzer IV in the middle. He pushed up to try and assassinate it. Two very weak Panzer IVs nearly fell prey to Ziskans there.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
He's playing this like Red Alert, isn't he, Ed?
You gotta feel a bit for Orangepest. He's missed some crucial hits that would have set up snares, that would have made that dive so much easier in the north mat. Instead, he has to lose a P4 because of it. And again, one of these mechanics that I don't think would ever be able to be changed in CoH2, it just can happen, is where your tanks phase through the enemy tanks, and that bailed Luvnest out. Just gave him that extra little bit of time, and the Ziz guns now starting to vet up. This is looking like...
you can stop the phase through with a halt command, can't you? It was possible.
Yeah, but I think
within his power to stop it.
Clicks it, can't they like override it? Or
I'd like to think this game is 100% skill.
Brain.
Meanwhile, by the way, we've had a Stuka anti-tank strafe not help out the machine gun in the slightest. God, steal yet another MG42 as the Jaegers are forced away. We've had many wins for Luvnest in a row now. It seems to me that my suspicions as tourney organiser may have been confirmed slightly. I don't want to tell players this because it makes them a little bit demoralised, but I always kind of feel that Luvnest may underplay slightly in qualification events, Ed. Why does he have to go 100%? He doesn't have to.
Yeah,
he can still qualify anyway. You know what I mean?
But this is a quarter-final. You gotta bring out the aces and the holes now. Otherwise, you'll never get to the finals for that big shmoney prize. And Luvnest loves the good payday from CoH2.
He really does. But even more so, he loves the glory of victory because his family watch him. He's got like an old, middle-aged parents, and his partner, they all gather around the television in Germany and actually watch his games. He loves to win these tournaments. It's a big hobby for him. So I always feel like he has gears.
Tradition.
Yeah,
just
it
go
almost
and win
is.
A tournament. Step up.
But I always know that he has more gears than some players may possess, Luvnest, because he's been to places they haven't been. Talisman took him to those places back in Manchester in 2018. God, was that long ago? Bloody hell.
I'm almost thinking, yeah, it must have been 18 actually. 2017 I met you and learned about CoH2 for the first time, really.
I didn't groom him, it's okay guys, it was fine.
I came on my own accord.
Hey kid, want to learn about this World War II strategy game?
Yeah, what serendipitous mad world we live in. But here we go, sniper for Orangepest. I was like, his infantry's looking so drained. But here he's going to come and try and bring the bleed to Luvnest with a late game sniper as the third T-34-85 can't even come out of the production plant, Matt, because of the pop cap. Soviets being pop capped. Never thought I'd see the day.
Orangepest, I've been... he knows that sniper is an elite tournament tool, and it's one of those things, but to bring it out in the 40-minute mark, It needs, as for a sniper to have effect, it takes 10 or 15 minutes at least before you start feeling the benefit of it and it pushes off. And when you've got tanks roving around, it really doesn't feel like he's going to have opportunity to do that. It's a really kind of odd decision. I'd love to be proven wrong, though.
Did you just see that on the minimap there? You just saw Luvnest full react to that mine hit. You know, just like in any team game, you're like, "Oh, mine!" You see it, and everybody chases after it. But there, you just saw a bit of that poise. All of his units were going in, and then he's like, "No," stopped all of them, and then just checked ahead with one tank. That's the kind of risk management and composure that it takes at this level of CoH2 to win these type games.
Dude, that's such good phrases to describe how Luvnest plays. He's all about the risk management. Him and I once categorised all the... Okay, we've got a big push coming. 2 T-34s against the Pack 40. One of the Panzer IVs has a stricken engine. We do have reserves coming around the south, though. Hello, Ziskun's caught out of position. We do have a new T-34 on the field. That could prove to be Orangepest's doom.
I like this, though. The old hammer and sickle being used against them via Orangepest. Great flank and shank with his P4s here, but Luvnest has 2 sturdy T-34-85s ready to go. The third one came out onto field, making the difference, turning this battle. Oh, boys.
Can he get the kill? Oh, he missed! He missed the kill on the Vec 3 T-34 there. Unfortunate for Orangepest. He couldn't make this work. Luvnest's defense held strong yet again, and Orangepest is left clutching at straws. Also, by the way, the sniper died during that. He's going to build Steiner's Sturmgeschütz. It's situation
He
critical.
would appease the Ding Gods on his way out, but this looks like curtains now, sadly for Orangepest. You did feel it coming a bit. You just saw Luvnest growing stronger and stronger into the game. Orangepest, remember, had 3 tanks to his opponent's 1 at a stage of the game, but couldn't shut it out.
Looney asked, are Panzer IVs actually bad for attacking? Yeah, their on-the-move accuracy is not great. They're all about going stationary, so you need to support them. Just like Devem found out in the last Master League Major World Championship style tournament when he went after Luvnest with those Panzer IVs on the move. It's not their best forte. You need to support these bad boys and push up with them. You can't play it like Command & Conquer Red Alert.
Yeah, and a good build order is almost like a good diverse diet, you know, and it just seems so carb heavy with all these big tanks, and he had no infantry to support it, man. Orangepest just down to a couple of squads, and it's not enough to take on these Soviet hordes at the moment. Luvnest, though, instantly can rebuild. It looks like he hasn't even been scratched by that attack, whereas Orangepest, he's really on the ropes now.
If you ever want to learn about big assaults and defenses, go back and watch this this cast and pause and analyze when Luvnest is stationary with his tanks. I guarantee you he calculates it and he uses the moving accuracy inherent to the game's mechanics to his advantage very well. It's one of the things that means he wins these situations when others don't. Von Ivan in chat can confirm that that is definitely something Luvnest does.
Meanwhile, Orangepest uses the rage from his P4's missing to help flip his table over whenever he wants.
Classic.
Yeah, it's just been rage-inducing, I think, for Orangepest, just knowing how he is. And he's a great dude, but my God, this would have been a tilting game and a tough game 1 as well.
To be honest, Orangepest doesn't. We shouldn't meme on him. Anyone would tilt with the 2 big misses he had in this game. The bounce on the T-34, I remember, and that huge miss on the Vet T-34, just horrendous.
But it's all about what you can control in this game, and risk management more at the moment. Certainly going well for Luvnest as I almost said JLI, but the Jaeger command squad nearly goes down.
There's the server lag as Orangepest taps out. Game 1 goes to the mighty Luvnest. I was just saying to Ed, we're probably going to go to the deciding ace game because I think that Famerville favours allies slightly now, but we'll have to wait and see if that is true. But great play by Luvnest and really unfortunate game for Orangepest, I think.
Yeah, his KD didn't. Luvnest's KD didn't look like it. The map favoured allies, but he grounded out the win in the end. That was a tough show from Luvnest there. He showed his experience and just never lost composure, kept with it, always by a thread, somehow keeping in the VP game, even if it was just about 164 VPs. I think he just was on for ages. And Luvnest Orangepest, every time he must have looked back at the top of the screen. You know when you do that in a game and you're like looking at the VPs like, how have I not closed this game out yet with the armor composition that he had and the early wins that he had. But yeah, so many pivotal moments. It would be great just to watch back again that game because you see the Kraut mower getting traded for P4. Was that the beginning of the end? Who knows? So yeah, it's a great game. Great game one.
Was it a comeback? Somebody just said nice comeback. Was Orangepest winning at one point? Is that right? Or was it like... He was, yes, you're right,
big
yeah.
Time. He was 300 VPs to about 150.
That was a great game.
It was close. It was close for Luvnest being closed out. But that's where something, if we look at other players that might feature later on today or tomorrow, like Isildur, he just seems to know that timing and boom, close out the game. Don't give you a kind of chance about it. Whereas Orangepest, maybe too much respect or, a bit too risk averse, always retreating so early, couldn't really tighten the noose on Luvnest enough just to get him out of there in time. And you just saw how Luvnest then went on strength to strength. Great game.
Meanwhile, Angry Dutchman is casting another series of significant note. We've got Nagano versus Inca Una. Nagano's winning 1-0 right now. I can't see anybody else casting any of the others as well. Crazy to me. Always get people asking, can they cast games? And now we've got a mega quarterfinals. It's like, where are you?
It is Saturday, so hopefully community have found some social lives after COVID has got away a bit. But no, it's great to have everyone here that does watch. I think Airborne is casting Asher Blow and Quirits. That's a pretty feisty game.
Oh, is he? Let me find
all of them
that.
in the quarterfinals are going to be tough. So,
how's the Quirit series coming along?
Looks like game 1 to Quirits.
Ooh, yeah, I see that. Big
Asher went
win.
USF. Okay.
Yeah, look at the end game for that, guys. Let's listen to the Korean commentary. Oh, he sounds sad. Because Quirits won. Fair enough. All right, guys, we're gonna have a little. We're gonna have a coffee break now. We'll be back in 4 minutes' time. They literally just started. Cheers.
Cool. quickly called in at 0 command points. So let's see if he goes for him and gets that extra vision boost.
Indeed, Ed was just, of course, talking about Recon Support Company. INR Pathfinders could be used. We could also have Air-dropped Combat Group, M8 Greyhound, and also the absolute counter to support weapon play and things on retreat. It's cluster mines. Pretty cool mechanic, cluster mines, Ed.
Butter baboomskis, I call them, but yeah, you don't want them dropped on your MG42 and support weapon positions. Pretty lethal. And I think got a slight nerf in timing, if I remember, over the patches, but still, when it hits hard.
It can do. Very situational, of course, and I'm excited for this. Oh, I just realised the camera follows one guy in the squad, so he ran ahead, and the camera started following him. That's very interesting. So, someone here is only
Debating your Hollywood career.
Indeed. Because I was watching on Tightrope's video as well. Do you know when a squad's on retreat, the algorithm's based on just one guy. So if you put your M3 in front of the guy at the front of the squad, all of the squad will move around crazily. It's interesting.
Do you feel, Matt? It was interesting, actually. The what I'm going to go on here, though, Luvnest, Game 2, austere, you know, tried and tested. He's used to that. Orangepest, Game 2 after probably tearing out all his hair after Game 1. It's gone USF. Do you think that's a bit of a concede there from Orangepest, or do you think it's an absolute Chad power move to just flip things up?
Chad Power Move! That's my name! Here's my business card!
Sounds like a WWE finisher.
Now listen, pal, I'm gonna call you Chad Power Move.
I'm not so sure that I'm gonna sell many tickets.
Make it work.
That's Vince McMahon for you. No, it is a Chad Power Move, I actually think. Jokes aside, USF,
Okay.
great, history of just getting straight back into the series. You just go for the flank and shank, and you can make great things happen. However, this rifle's not having a great time, but the other rifle squad may come for the flank. Luvnest knows it. He's actually going to be able to flank and possibly neutralise the fuel at the same time. Good start here from Orangepest. Well, actually, it won't be if he's not able to neutralise the fuel, so great defence again from Luvnest.
Yeah, and what I noticed, just these little things for Luvnest, his pioneers were in the orange cover, or the shrubbery, on the top munitions point, and they were stopping the cap the whole time with munitions.
Oh, really?
Meantime, he can go get his down in the south pretty securely with his Grens. And so, yeah, there you go. Double munis for austere inbound, folks, and that is whomper useful.
That's Power Spike City. That's early LMG on all three Grenadiers. It's Telemines. It's everything Austere needs to be dominant, basically. So Orangepest with a bit of a flaky start, but don't worry because the M20 will soon be here. He's decking up as we speak. And I am predicting that he's going to go for something fast and furious as soon as possible.
Yeah, a lot of people probably not a believer of USF, but if anyone can make it work, it is the high APM of Orangepest, as I slowly get my words out. And yeah, so I think, Matt, it's not foregone conclusion here. Still, if you can flip this game, I think the rematch is then on Nexus, so completely different factions picked there to consider.
Yeah, Nexus is basically a very symmetrical map, so it's a great map for a deciding ace game. And but let's see if Orangepest can get there first. He has got the M8 Greyhound to use at 4 command points, and he's definitely going to go for Stuart, so I was completely wrong. So just the tried and tested Stuart to come out.
Yep, King Stuart, maybe going up against, well, definitely now 2-2 in the build for Luvnest, so he's going to get that out early. And remember how well it did for Orangepest in Game 1. That's what probably gave him such the commanding lead early game. And it'd be great to see how Luvnest handles it. But already, Matt, he has opted for LMGs, you mentioned it earlier, and no G43s or Jaeger infantry yet at all from Luvnest. So, yeah, I think Orangepest, when he watches back that replay, might just be thinking, God, should I have just gone with the tried and tested LMG Grens? Move him about. We'll have to see.
Lieutenant under duress here. 2-2 forcing him away. Stuart soon to follow. LMG in the house, but it's been newly barricaded on its narrow sides, so not as dominant as it otherwise would have been.
Yep. And now, using our mega big brains and quantum physics and astrophysics and rocket science, you can sometimes now work out if USF have 18 nades ready or not. Because I don't know how. You've got to go to Harvard to do that.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of that change, Ed. I liked it when the Pippa veteran seat said they had 18 nades.
Yeah.
That was,
it was a cool, it was a unique mechanic, but now it's you just don't even know when. I think it's when they upgrade their platoon command post. That's when 18 nades attack. I don't know. Some USF
that's
may
the
know.
case,
Will help. Yeah.
that is the case, and there's no way to tell. Meanwhile, the tank traps are actually helping the Grenadiers of Luvnest here versus the shark-faced Stuart. We have Luvnest bringing out the Pack 40 next, soon to be entering on your screens.
Fast Stuart though.
Yeah.
You know, to get a 2-2 out at the same time as the Stuart's pretty painful. So Orangepest is hitting his timings this game too.
Certainly is. We've got bars on the Lieutenant, rifles fully healed. Orangepest he now has to attack because he's just about to lose the fuel. Grenadiers trade 60 manpower for fuel control. Not a bad trade there by Luvnest.
That's one of the fastest bar techs I think I've seen, and to acquire them. So Orangepest must certainly see the value for his Lieutenant to have one. Didn't opt for the Rifleman to pick one up.
I like the idea of doing it on your Lieutenant, because don't forget, I mean, one of them's got an SMG, hasn't he, on the Lieutenant, and it makes it like you genuinely have 4 infantry squads, because the Lieutenant usually isn't quite as fun as a Rifleman, is it?
No, and it can be that quasi thing as well. You give it a bar and a Zook, so. But he used to have the BAR as the default, and I think the captain used to have the
That's
Zook
right, that's
when
right.
I started. Back in my day.
Back in my day. But, yeah, also, by the way, putting bars on the Major, it's actually a nice idea because it gives you a genuine extra, infantry fighting squad.
Yeah, it's not just a little hitting like a kid in. Yeah.
Indeed. Well,
Gren's take a nasty shot, though, up on the mid-right from the Stuart, which backs off to repair.
Seeing this Gren as well, getting body blocked by Orangepest. Another rifle comes into contention. Using drag selects, he gets a great kill there by Orangepest.
Yeah, Luvnest losing a glorious 4th Grenadier, but insta rebuilds it. Oof, okay. It did have an LMG on it, but it did not drop. I think if that LMG dropped, it's GG. So, he's still in the game, folks.
Pack's pushing up, 2-2-2, surveying the situation. Luvnest in. He's got decent control, but Orangepest's going to cap the north now that Gren's dead.
I like the shrubberies in Flaminville because, you know, you can easily tell which ones are going to be sight blockers or shot blockers, and the low ones. It's just, I don't know, just little things like that in this map, the evolution of this map. So cool, because you think, oh, will they be able to see over? Yeah, they will. And then
we literally every square inch. That's what I try to tell people. If you want to play your buddy and you want to pick a custom map, I promise you, Flaminville ML version. We went over it with a fine-tooth comb. There used to be see this hedge by the pack right now, Ed? There used to be a hidden wall inside it. We found it. We were like, why did Relic leave that in there? Because it blocks shots from AT guns, that kind of thing.
Maybe it was all on purpose in the next level design that you've just absolutely quashed. But no, respect for the work you and you and K-Pen and
K-Pen did, yeah, indeed. Vet 2 now on these riflemen as the Lieutenant pushes in. Gren's behind heavy cover. Volkswagen and Beetle there, it seems. And the Greyhounds on the field.
Yeah, a lot of light vehicle. This is almost like Helping Hands build, isn't it? From a 2v2 game. From Orangepest at the moment. He's going for the early kill. I think he was ruining the first game of not killing off Luvnest when he had the opportunity, so if he's to right his wrongs, I think this is the way to do it. But similarly, if you tilt it on its head, or it could be a very, very painful death when Luvnest gets his P4s.
Gren's getting into the mansion house in the north. Got Grenadiers and Pack arriving in the centre. 222's not getting to Veterancy 2 quite yet, so the orbital satellite for reconnaissance hasn't been unlocked.
I'm impressed with the psyche of Orangepest. You know, a lot of people could have wilted after that tough game 1 loss, but he didn't try the steady Eddie option of going Soviets and taking it long. Instead, he's put all his eggs in the basket.
Canister shot used on the MG in the northeast, but the lieutenant was suppressed. He needs to pop out suppression to claim the weapon. What a push by Orangepest this is. He's got the 50 cal to protect the flank as well. He's stolen an MG42 with a well-placed canister round. Meanwhile, Pack 40 has been neutralised. Orangepest storming straight back into the series.
Yeah, this is the big push he needed, Matt. And all the fans in chat now licking their lips of potential game 3 if he can wind this attack off. He's stolen the Pack 40 as well, Matt.
Oh, it's Christmas, and Orangepest has forgotten to buy Luvnest a present. He's taking everything here. He also had a grenade as well on the Grenadiers in the house. Everything's coming up Millhouse. I mean, Orangepest here.
Yeah, good double tech there. Bars and nades. You rarely see it in a 1v1. Packen gets T-crewed for now, but look where it is positioned. It's so safe on that side of the map. Surely he'll be able to recruit. Whereas another Gren could go down, but he could bait his own rifleman to die here.
That was great by them.
Really close one, Matt.
Using the
I've done it many a
instantaneous,
time.
using the instantaneous ability to get in and out of a house. Orangepest was toggling with Luvnest's aim to fire time there, really playing with the Grenadiers, looking to get a cheeky squad wipe as well. I think Orangepest has warmed up now. This is the micro kiddie, the gotta go faster kind of style we expect.
And he's
to
got
see
the
from
faction to put it off a bit more. Like USF, a very early game power spike, and if you can just completely surround and pound the Osteo army, sort out their support weapons, which he has done, Orangepest. You know, he's sitting pretty now. Look how many more bars of back onto his infantry. 52 munitions coming in a minute, 32 fuel. He doesn't even have double fuel points captured, so it's a huge swing here for Orangepest. Well played.
Don't forget as well, the Pioneers did die. The 222 has been crying in a corner on 40% health. So he's had to rebuild them, which means they're going to take a long time to gain that Vet 2 repair speed veterancy. So it's just Orangepest now needs to learn from a player he wasn't always the biggest fan of. When DevM got ahead as US, he never went behind, or he tried never to. You have to then be just as brutally aggressive as you were the first time. Don't let up. Don't allow Wehrmacht back in the game. You were successful once, yes, but you cannot afford to rest on your laurels as the United States forces.
Yeah, else it's just going to be a straight repeat of game 1. Luvnest, though, this time has got a Pack 40 out again. Vet 222 still alive, survived all the threat of the live vehicles from USF, so that's been good. He's got a lot of positives to hold on to, Luvnest. And unlike last week where I thought he threw in the towel a bit early, Matt, or was it 2 weeks ago, sorry? Yeah. This time he's sticking with it, and
cheeky shot by the stolen Pack 40 there. Grenadier,
flesh and blood. Oh, tier 1 helping out there, Matt. Did you see that block? Oh.
Yeah, took a shot for the president. That could have been close. Good call, Ed. Good call. We saw a rifle nade on the Gren's retreat path as well. Orangepest is listening to us. He's keeping up the aggression. He's going fully in for this one.
Whereas Luvnest is going fully in for the defensive mindset. 4 LMG Grens now, so his infantry is as good as it's going to get unless he starts unlocking some commanders. And as I say it, he locks in the German mechanized doctrine.
Yeah, it's all about
Pretty
spotting scopes.
interesting.
He's going to have to slowly push his way back into the map. Don't forget, everybody, that Wehrmacht can survive with 1 victory point and 1 fuel point only. And right now he doesn't have any fuel. But he can slowly push until he can gain that quadrant that they need to survive. And then using the spotting scopes, he'll have a bit of a win over Orangepest there, and that'll be able to see him coming. So it's not all over, but it certainly looks like it is.
No, I still think it's anybody's game. Orangepest is powering ahead though on the fuel cost. That's going to be scary for Luvnest. He'll probably need a double pack before he can get the he falls out, but nope, builds his tier 3 instead. So thinks he's still got a minute or two of leeway. This is crucial, folks, the timing patterns in a 1v1. Power spikes can... So,
oh, he's doing exactly what I
hit.
said he should. Sorry to interrupt, Ed. I was about to say he needs to get on the retreat path of all of these units, and he's listening. This is the aggression you need as USF to...
on you, Matt.
Exactly, this is the aggression you need as USF to win tournament games. You cannot afford to rest up. What a wipe there over the hedge with the grenade. He's going full in for this one, and Luvnest is thrown in the towel. That's how you play US, baby. Well played by Orangepest. Straight back into this series, roaring with aggression. 1-1. So we're back. Ed's had his camera because he was eating a panini, so it's off right now. But
it's on my side. Hang on, let me turn it off and on again. Would that?
It didn't. It had the.
That works for 90% of electronical.
Anyway,
is it on or no?
I'm sure it says you're hiding the video, but don't worry about it. That game was classic in how to play USF, and from all the time listening to DevM's tutorials and watching the man play, he taught us what to do, and we saw it there. Orangepest now exhibiting pitch perfect USF tournament play. It doesn't get any better than that. And the moment, I'll just go back to the map, the moment where you know that he's got the big balls USF play is when he had the 2 rifles here, and he's in a dominating position over the base exits, but he wants more. As United States Forces, you gotta want more at all times. So he came in like a hungry caterpillar, and he got the grenade over the hedgerow. There's the dead grenadiers, and that means that we've got a series on our hands. Miko's been asking me to check PMs all this time, so I'll do it even though I'm multitasking a million miles an hour. What PMs? You're not helping. Oh, Steam. Okay. Right, maybe it's okay.
It's like emotional Jenga for for Matt at the moment. But yeah, I'm glad Orangepest has tied it up. That's going to be a very interesting game 3 on Nexus, and picture perfect play of USF there from him.
It was absolutely awesome, dude. It's what we pay the big bucks to see. And,
it was like it was DevM-esque, that USF play. Or Dave, like, just so much aggression, nades teched, bars teched, all in on the early and mid game, Matt. It was perfect USF, like you said just after the game to me, and it takes a lot of courage to pull that off, especially after you've just lost a game. Like all the monies could be out the window. This is all or nothing. And Luvnest again. I think it was probably a good time to call it there. He just knew he was done. He'd lost one too many Gwens that game, and but what a game too, Matt.
I see what Miku's saying. That Izzy's currently down versus Gibber, and he's super excited, basically, is what he was getting at. Couldn't really understand what he was on about, but he's just sent me a screenshot, and that's happening as we speak. So yeah, really cool close games between Gibber and Isilda happening out there. So thanks for keeping an eye on the battlefield for us, Miku. Let's see what else is going on in the other streams. We've got
the Stat Master playing against the CoH2 Master, so yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Gibber can use his big brain to turn it in on the fan. Wow, is he the fan favorite, Isildur, or just the bookie's favorite?
He's absolutely hated because he was so dominant. You know when like Man United in the 90s, Schumacher, etc. These people dominate scenes, and people just want to see them lose. It's sad for them, but
I think I think we're like that just because we're British, though. We just have a weird fetish for the
Oh,
underdog
no,
in
only
any
Germans.
walk of life.
Only the Germanic kind of culture loves just the Bayern Munichs of the world winning every year. I'm joking, but no.
Consistency is king, yeah. Fair enough.
No, I think Isildur, he's people like him because of what he's done for the game in terms of raising the skill level, but he's not a fan favourite, I would say. I think Gibber certainly is certainly that. Miku's bringing us the action on that one. We've got Dutchman's also casting Quirits versus Asherblar. Maybe his series is already finished, perhaps. Let's see if that is the case. The brackets haven't been updated, but we can. I can go and find out this information. Hang on, I can go to the Discord and check the replays. Bear with me. Right then, we do have results coming in. That series is finished now, so we're watching that on delay. I've got a bit of a spoiler alert for you, chaps. So spoilers, fingers in your ears if you don't want spoilers from other series going on right now. But today we've got, of course, Nagano has won 2-0 versus Inca. Isildur has won 2-0 versus Gibber. So there you go. I know.
The little Gibber that kind of could.
Couldn't.
Well. could make it to the quarterfinals, and that's 20 billion positions more than we'd ever make in this league. So it's hotly contested. Yeah, I would have thought Isildur got through, so he's gonna face the winner of this game 3 we're about to see, correct?
That's right. So we'll have some Isildur action, best co-player in the world action later today. Just updating the brackets, which means I'm copying the trading cards and moving them over one.
Did Quirits have like 5 minutes to send in his photo, or like a late tax return from Homer Simpson or something, or did he just?
No, some of the players are a bit bashful.
What even is that? Is it a Moomin or?
It's something like that. Yeah, it's some anime thing probably. I don't know.
Is that from Finland? I think. Yeah, it was like an old cartoon. I remember it, but I don't know where the hell it was from.
Semis are today, Rifles. We're going hard today, and then we'll have a best of 5 final tomorrow with the third place playoff to precede it. So yeah, we're having 2 best of 3s today, and the reason it's only best of 3 is because we've already had 4 bloody tournaments to get here. So yeah, it's a part of our overall system. But yeah, Nagano's through 2-0. Unfortunately, Inca couldn't make it. We've got Asher versus Quirits ongoing. Again, Quirits is winning 1-0 versus the mighty Asher right now, and the Katusha's about to die. Can he get it?
Another P4 missing today.
Oh, it looks like it's going to go 1-1 because the Panzer IV might take out the T-34 as well here. It's full health. Yeah, indeed. There you go. It's 1-1 now. We caught that at the right moment.
Yeah. The final GG push. We also saw a sniper and a load of Ostupid in the top right corner. So, wow. Crazy strats from Asher, especially when he was 1-0 down.
Yeah, indeed. Let's see if the players are ready.
Ooh, I may need to, get re-invited as well and all that.
Yeah, don't worry. I won't forget you.
Just realised I was still in the previous game at the end because I just hold tab back and forget about it sometimes. Oh well, we'll get there at the end.
I would Rifles ready. If that doesn't end up being a deciding ace game, I'll be very surprised. So yeah, familiar position for Isildur to be in. He's going to be a little bit more well rested than Luvnest or Orangepest. But mind you, that game 2 was rather quick. So it was only tomorrow.
That was just how Orangepest would have liked it. Really, didn't exert too much brain juice. Didn't have to go into a fatiguing mega long match where Luvnest comes stronger and stronger by the minute after the 30-minute mark, I think. And you just wiped the floor with him. Quick, sharp execution, nice flanks, and even in game 1 he showed that flanking potential, but just couldn't really put it off. But game 2 was a rout in the end. I've not really seen Luvnest be dealt with so quickly until the last weekend that we saw him in, where he surrendered a bit early, I thought, Matt.
I think we should have put
also today.
We should have put cameras on Orangepest to make sure it wasn't Devon playing or something.
Yeah, he's helping code or whatever and do some work on code 3, and then with his other hand he's beating top 10 contenders in CoH2 still, so who knows? The Wonder Kid can do it all.
That's such an A thing to do. Let me try and find this bloody game. Hang on, I've got you on an invite, Ed. I'll just send you another one now. There you go. Ed's invited.
Cool.
Ready to rock and roll. It's that fun relic mini game, finding the custom game you need to cast. It's my favourite part.
Luckily, I don't have to do it, but yeah, I
so
can remember
tedious.
how it was. Yeah.
Well, it got worse after the 64-bit pack because the Friends games really doesn't work very well anymore. So you kind of have to find it manually. There we go. Found it manually, everybody. Clap hands for AE. Oh, faction hype. I'm not going to spoil it, guys, but be excited. We have different factions in the Ace game. Every time somebody says hurry up or Resident Sleeper, I don't like waiting. I just want to hit the timeout button, Ed. I'm brutal. I'm like, this is free entertainment for everyone that isn't a patron. This is like 90 patrons, so I guarantee everyone that ever asks me to hurry up isn't a paying customer of the Master League. They're just the ones that get it for free.
They can be glad I'm casting and not modding, because I'm a terrible mod and just go sometimes full execution of everything.
Full
just
Imperial Gain.
Take out anyone in an AoE. Whether they're friend or I don't know them at all, but it's all good fun. You got to have diverse opinions, Matt. That's what keeps us learning and evolving.
I don't consider it an opinion to tell me to hurry up. I consider it a request for execution. Anyway, let's get live with the Deciding Ace game. Here we go. I completely messed that up, everybody. But what we don't want to see get messed up is this game 3. We don't want to see a crap, boring slugfest. We want to see a titanic contest between legends. We have Orangepest, who got, of course, the pick in this series. Ed, he chose United States Forces. But pray tell, Ed, what has Luvnest chosen?
He's gone in for the old OKW, and I'm pretty pumped for this on Nexus. I don't know. I probably would have thought the easier mode was some MG42 and long-range Gren play, but nope. Luvnest mixing it up, folks, just for our entertainment, and he's even brought out a King Kubel.
Oh, the King Kubel versus Citrus Annoyance. Nice joke, Glaff. I like it. And Nexus is so bloody symmetrical. It's not boring though, because it has these two weird assembly kind of things. It's got that building with the walls and this building with the walls, and I just love this map. It's like if a computer made a map. It's just interesting enough to be interesting, but it's really well balanced.
Yeah, a lot of shot blockers as well, sight blockers, so you can come swing around the corner with some Stern Pioneers. Perhaps Luvnest was thinking of that. Orangepest sticking with his USF from game 2, so but changing the commander straight away, mechanized company, man. This doesn't get much love in the most recent patches.
It doesn't, but it will bring back terrible memories of trauma of the people that remember, of course, World Championships 2020 mechanized versus Ostrup, and in this case it's mechanized versus OKW, so it's A-OK to me. And now Orangepest was talking in the villainous Discord of the Netherrealms of the Company of Heroes community, and somebody complained about the OKW Kubel being difficult to counter as USF, and he said, why don't you just go WC51, bro? And we're seeing him do it right here, right now.
Yeah, and this thing's got like paper armor now. It got quite a nerf to its armor, and it cannot decrew, which is another big nerf, but it can be crewed with 5 riflemen and angry M1 carbines, so like M1 Garans even. So that could be a bit painful for the Volks of Luvnest. Stern Pioneers come and sweep out and just push it off the back of the field. Look at it, half HP already, Matt. That didn't used to be the case. It used to be a tank before.
No, it wasn't. It was always a reconnaissance light vehicle, Ed. It was never a tank. Just to correct you there, hopefully I can.
It used to be tankier. Let's go with that.
It's always funny to be uber literal. I love that joke.
It's the Enterprise.
Oh, Kubel's coming for the Kubel counter. Will the Kubel beat the Kubel counter? Counter
Well, he's
the
got
Puma
the
counter.
MG upgrading as well. That would have been a really sad 45 munitions lost for Orangepest, but nope. It's kept it alive. He does need the rear echelons now to just follow behind it like Teabag and Prison Break even. Here we go.
I heard it was good though. Anyway, Folks Grenadiers behind the tank trap are forced away. Orangepest has maintained his little bit of fuel control, but I tell you what, Nexus has 12 standard territory points, and look who's dominating them right now. Luvnest with a hefty resource income.
Yeah, Kubel actually holding out pretty okay in this early engagement. Hasn't been chased down because of the good work from the Stern Pioneers on the WC-51. And here we go, 4 Volk as well. Firestorm, could be a lot of MP40s, actual grenades rather than flame grenades. This is going to be a tasty encounter, I think, folks.
Yeah, First Storm is a great shout, Ed. It's a good commander for Luvnest to use on a map that has a lot of close quarters scenarios. I would just love to see a Flammen Hetzer in a competitive tournament game. How cool would that be?
I used to play. Well, okay, this is probably years ago, but there was a certain. I don't know. They're definitely top 10 player of OKW. Flew around for a while in the auto matches, beating Kimbo, all the auto match champs before. And he just went Hetzers, Rakettens, straight into a Panther late game. and he was just destroying everyone. He was catching a lot of people off guard. I don't think Luvnest will go for that here. I think he may even go for mechanized, get a Puma out, and then back tech with the old, well, not even tech, but get the Opal Blitz for meds. And that's something Firestorm can offer OKW that no other commander can.
Let's see what this M20 can offer Orangepest. That's an interesting choice. He's gone 2 rifles in this game, straight into Lieutenant, straight into M20. And it's a very interesting build. Meanwhile, Luvnest, of course, has gone for an extra Folks Grenadier, 4 in total.
A lot of micro, though, needed by Orangepest, and you tally that up over a series. It's going to take a lot of brain juice. I hope he doesn't brain AFK with this many live vehicles.
Yeah,
he's probably going to expect a steward as well, Matt, after this. Like,
yeah, and to be honest,
go all in.
the micro attacks will be hefty. He'll want to go for the kill ASAP. Meanwhile, cavalry riflemen also utilised. They're going to be good for anti-tank satchels, etc. Maybe we'll see some epic use of them.
Luvnest now just needs the manpower. Will it be a Luke's? Will it be a Puma? Who knows?
Yeah, there's the mechanised that Ed's been talking about. Well situated as well. Be able to do some decent repairing on the field there.
Yeah, a bit risk averse that. It's so far back. Like, I don't know. I would have at least put it on the mid VP.
Yeah, exactly. I would have put it next to my opponent's base, just so I can, base.
Just quick cap with the Kubel and then plant a mechanized in there. It's going to be a Puma map. All right, 7-minute Puma will be all 8 wheels of it.
Commander abilities ready.
Alright, here we go. A bit of veteran seat trickling in for some of these rifles now. Folks Grenadiers forced away. We do have a flank coming in from the cavalry riflemen, just as the Sturmgewehrs upgrade in the opposite of the nick of time as they are forced away. Puma, as Ed mentions, is on its way, and we've got a really nice push from Orangepest there.
Potentially unpopular opinion here, Matt, but people who spam 250 cows after this build, are they just genuinely antisocial and don't like people? Because it's one of those grating things to go into as OKW.
It's very tough indeed. Rear echelons nearly died there, but Orangepest saw it in the nick of time. Puma's making his way onto the field. This dystopian nightmare fuel. It still looks like IFVs that they use today, Oh, he's going after the M20. He's going to get the kill immediately, but he's on the move. He needs to go stationary. Here we go. Kills him.
Yeah, I think that's even attack ground as well. Good play from Luvnest. Used that surprise factor. Didn't give Orangepest any read that there was going to be a Puma on the field, and bam, suddenly it's on the field. 7 minutes. It's pretty early for Puma timing, Matt. And caught Orangepest off guard there. And he responds with the dirty 50 cows, Matt. Here we go. The burpy 50 cows.
But what can you do when there's an Opal Blitz on the field, Ed? This thing, it's uncounterable.
So long as it stays in the base. I've lost a lot of Opal Blitzers in my time trying to utilize its passive on the front, you know, with quicker cooldowns and stuff, but yeah. If you're playing against the caliber of Orangepest, they're probably not going to allow that.
It's a little known fact about the Puma is its anti-infantry prowess in this game after the passive machine gun nerfs in around 2018-19. It's really decent against infantry. You can actually rack up kills kind of comparable to an M20's output a lot of the time.
Yeah, and that thing when it vets, is it vet 4 for the Puma? Or sorry, vet 3, it just gets extra damage. Yeah, more weapon potency at vet 3. Starts hitting like a proper medium tank then, with the speed and buffed reload. Uh-oh. North map.
Look at that DPS from the Puma, and Folksgrenier's combined cav rifles pushed out of the picture. WC51 has to use its blitz ability to get out of there.
It has so many abilities on its UI, you can't even see the blitz ability in spectate mode.
I think it's called Overdrive.
Yeah, I was like, how many munis is it? Because I think it's free, but I couldn't even check because it's not there.
Well, if anybody's noticing my casting, I don't actually remember all the abilities. I just hover over the thing, remind myself, and then commentate. But as Ed mentioned, WC51 has an Argos catalogue worth of abilities, so in the casting overlay, it's actually hidden. You can't even see it. It's obscured by one of its many facets. Probably it's
like a conscript when you get anti-tank, the Dank Hunter commander. Your conscript's UI just suddenly is chock-a-block full of abilities. And that's the power of allies. It's not necessarily just the units you have to take into account, but their versatility and so many little different abilities they can all get on their squads or their vehicles. Look at the Comet, for example. Swiss Army knife on tracks.
What he is. Makes Men at War fans feel at home.
Yeah.
WC51 has tie shoelaces of nearby infantry ability. One of them.
Soil oneself on the old rear echelons.
Right, Stone Pioneers and Folksgrenier's pushing in. They're standing behind light cover there, so we've got the Lieutenant getting a good bazooka shot off, but he's so close to a shoe mine there. So close, but doesn't know about it. Meanwhile, Folksgrenier's in a spot of bother. He's going to body block them, is he? Yes, he is. There it is. And he still evades the mine. That's so unlucky for Luvnest, and we see a full Folksgrenier squad go down.
Gee, that Thompson really got in some good hits at the last millisecond there. Luvnest from 4 volts to 3. I do think he needs to go for some MG34s. Try and thicken this broth of OKW forces up a bit. But instead he's going Luke's map. What's the anti-infantry from a mobile platform?
And we do have the Major on the field, so it's a ticking time bomb until the Sherman 76 hits. Meanwhile, anti-tank satchel's trying to be thrown, but he lost so many models, he runs through it! It's a suicide rifleman! Damaged engine on the Puma! He actually retreated with the rifleman, notice there, everybody. Luvnest literally wanted to absolutely ensure that the rifleman went down as well. So he actually turned the satchel against him. Meanwhile, WC51's using the ability, what should we call it? Sonic the Hedgehog mode? We don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Vroom vroom, go fast. But look,
Mega vroom vroom,
look how fast it is.
It's ridiculous, man.
It's like double the speed.
Trying to get rid of the Kubel. And rear echelons are fine on their retreat path there. Panzer II Luke's has already got a kill. Just overwatching the situation.
This is risky from Luvnest. He's getting out another truck. Probably would be the Schwer now. But he did go back in with his Puma. That could have been really painful. But Orangepest did not go for the King Stewart.
Luvnest is really holding firm here. To be honest, he's gonna be ready for a Isildur in game 1 at this rate. He's gonna be well warmed up. He's not gonna be too tired. Major loss for Orangepest. I think he's talking to Luvnest at this phase. I think they're just talking about and commiserating about the game. Orangepest knows that if you fall behind this far as USF, you don't really stand a chance. And he's tapping out, throwing in the towel, probably just commiserating with Luvnest, wishing him luck, because it is indeed going to be a very, very fresh Luvnest going into the semi-final versus Isilda. GG, well played. I'm leaving a gap for you to say GG, Ed.
GG.